and welcome to today's Kingston Library book review. I'm Fran and today I'm going to be talking about The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. I briefly spoke about this book in my What Are Your Librarians Reading video, which came out during Libraries Week, and in that video I talked about all the books I've read this year so far and gave them a ranking, but I only briefly talked about this book in that video, but you can go and check out that video on our YouTube channel if you'd like to. I read this book just because I picked it up out of the library before lockdown and I found the cover really attractive, and I really have been wanting to get into more science fiction, so I decided to pick up the book and give it a go. And I did really enjoy it. It isn't very heavy on the science fiction aspect. It is not very, you know, Star Warsy or Star Trekky kind of thing. It's very more of a personal story. Very more about the characters rather than the plot, or, you know, about lots of, you know, space hijinks, really. It doesn't really feel like science fiction when you're reading it. However, obviously when I describe the plot and the characters to you in a moment, it will sound very science fiction-y, but actually it's much more light and much more intimate and personal, and I think it was done really well. The story is of a human named Rosemary who's leaving home as she has some dark secrets to escape in her past, and she decides to join the crew of the ship, the Wayfarer. And aboard this ship is a whole crew of all different people, all different species from all different areas of the galaxy. You know, all different aliens, and there are some other humans, and she kind of joins this family. And one thing that Becky Chambers does really well is describe all of these different alien species, and how they talk, how they move, how they think, their culture, the way that they behave. She's thought it all out really, really well. You know, she's got this whole host of different alien species and, you know, all the different cultural differences that come with that. You know, and Rosemary has to join this crew and, you know, not only try and put her past behind her, but also discover how to get along with all these different species, how to be accepted into their family. And it's just really well done. As I say, they are on a spaceship. The spaceship's job is to punch tunnels through space and time, and, you know, just so people kind of warp from one area of the galaxy to another, so they punch the hole into the space-time continuum so people can sort of disappear in one area of the galaxy and pop up somewhere else, kind of like a teleportation kind of thing. But it's not really about that. It's not really about their job doing that. It's about each member of the crew, and there are so many different members of the crew who each have their different stories and subplots going on, and their relationships with each other, and there's a handful of them, and it's just about how all they live together, and it's just a really warm, light-hearted book. I would definitely recommend it. When I finished, I did feel like the ending was quite abrupt. However, I then learned that it's the first in a series, which I didn't know when I began to read it. Yes, the second book in the series is called A Closed and Common Orbit, which came out a couple of years after. So that is the review for today. That is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. I would definitely recommend this one if you just want a very easy science fiction book to get into that isn't very, you know, stun guns and laser beams and all that kind of thing. It's just people, just characters living together and working together, and you know, about relationships, and it's just a really nice book, so I would definitely recommend it. I hope you enjoyed watching this review, and please let us know if you've read it or if there are any other science fiction books that you would recommend. Thank you for watching. Bye.